Hi, this is James again, and welcome back to Storytime with James. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like. And if you would, bless this Cash App. Bless me on this Cash App so I can get more acrylic paint, masking tape, and paintbrushes. It's just that simple. You can donate $1 or two. It doesn't make a difference. All right. Okay, this story is called Tree House. I think that I should never see a poem lovely as a tree. Yeah, yeah. This tree was planted was in my front yard, and it got real tall. It was real tall, but it was a good tree. I liked it. I love this tree, but lightning hit it and it got a little split in it. But then it mended back kind of and kept growing. So it was good. But then I saw that split where the lightning hit it, it was coming apart again. So I decided to cut it down. I said I was gonna cut it down. And this was right in the midst of the pandemic when it started. So I was going to work, but we were off a lot of days, before they shut everything down. So I was out there looking at the tree and I was thinking, all right, this Friday, I'm gonna cut it down. I'm gonna have to pay to get it cut down. So that next day, this was a Thursday. I was coming home from work and they told us that no more work because of the pandemic. And everybody had a curfew and everything like that. So I got home and it was a storm coming. So I knew the storm was coming. So I said, well, hey, I'm lucky we got off early today. Wow. I was happy. And since it wasn't no work, they offered me to work somewhere else, but I said no. I had enough money saved up and stuff like that. Actually, I was saving up I had several things that I had to do, like with masking tape treasures and painting. I had a lot of stuff to do. So, and a couple of them was out of town. So I was going to have to go out of town. So I saved a lot of money up. Then this storm was coming, so I made it home. I parked my car in the driveway, and the tree is right here. Parked my car in the driveway, and I went in. And then it came down. The bottom dropped. It was storming out. Storm coming down. And then all of a sudden, I heard some say, something hit the roof of the house. So I said, oh my goodness, what was that? And then the lights went out completely. So I said, oh well. So I opened the window and tried to look out, but I couldn't see out because branches were all in the way. And then it dawned on me, that tree fell down. So I looked out the window and it was terrifying. When I looked out the window, all on the front porch was branches and everything, and I couldn't see my car. So I was trying to go out, but it was raining so bad. When I went out the door, all I saw was the tail end of my car and my wheels, the wheels on the car. And I said, oh God, the tree then fell on my car and my house. So I had to wait the storm out. And then once it stopped raining and stuff, I came outside to assess the problem. And I said, I'm going to move my car out of there first. But the tree was across my car and it broke my windshield out and everything. So I figured there goes my money. But people were canceling my events that I had coming up anyway. I had like about 7 events that I had to go to. And they canceled every one of them. So I said, well, so I had a saw. So I came out and tried to cut some of the stuff off, but my car, the shocks went all the way down like this. So I figured, I said, man, it's done. But there was a branch that touched the ground and was able to hold the whole tree up. It held it up about this high, but it was on my car too. So I couldn't believe, how am I going to get this car out of here? And I didn't have any lights. So I set out to try to cut the tree. Of course, you know, all my neighbors, they came out and they said, wow, man, dang, that's terrible. Everybody was telling me it's terrible how bad it was, but nobody offered to help me. So I got my saw and I cut a couple of branches off. And then I got up under the tree and was walking under there just to see how can I cut this thing so it won't be on my car, you know. That was all I was concerned about, getting my car out of there. So I'm walking under there and all of a sudden sparks flew up. And I jumped up on the branch of the tree. I jumped up there. And I was looking down. I said, what was that? Little to be long, it was a live wire from the power cord, from my meter and up on the roof, that power cable that powers the house. And it shocked the ground and sparks shot up. So then I had to not touch nothing because I didn't want to get electrocuted. So I got back in the house and I got my cell phone and I called MLG&W, well, the power company. And I told them, I said, look, there's a live wire in my yard and it's sparking. So, well, shortly after that, they came and they shut everything off from that power cable. So apparently it was still power, but the tree had knocked all of my wires off of mine. So I had to contend with that too. So it was bad, man. It was bad. And I had no power. So that night I had to sleep with no power. But it wasn't that hot. It wasn't hot outside. So that was cool. That was cool. It was actually in January sometime. February or something. I don't know. So after that, the next day, I couldn't cook. I couldn't cook nothing because my food was spoiling from the refrigerator. So I had to get all my food out. And then I took my food to my sister's house, my frozen food to my sister's house. So that morning I had to do it. I had to go to Burger King. And everybody know I don't eat that stuff. But it was just me and my dog, so he's a little dog, a little small dog. So I took him with me. I got him a burger, got me a burger and stuff. And we ate that, at the house. Then I got out there early that morning and started cutting, 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 cutting. Man, it took me a whole day to cut that tree down. But shortly after, I was able to back my car out of there and assess the problem. So it was a busted windshield, and it was no damage on it. It wasn't no damage. So I was blessed for that. So then the next day, I had to go to get my windshield put in. So I had to leave my car. For some reason, I couldn't get nobody to drive me anywhere. I was trying to get in touch with people, and nobody was available. So I jogged there. I ran to the place, and they told me, that it's going to be a couple of hours. They'll put it in, but it's going to be a couple of hours. So I paid for it right before I left. Then I jogged back to the house. I ran right back to the house and started cutting again, cutting the tree, cutting the tree. So it took me all that the next day and the day after, and then the day after that. And after that, I finished it. It was nothing but a tree stump in the yard. Now, I finished it, but then I had to deal with the power, and Emil and the power company wouldn't turn my power on until I got that meter fixed. So I had to get up there and try to fix that. Then I had to get a licensed electrician to come over and check everything, to check the whole thing, to see was everything up to par. And then I had to have him to vouch, saying he did it. So they came over, they checked it and everything, and then that's it. It worked. Then they turned my power on. 4 days. 4 days. It took 4 days that I had to survive without power. So I don't know, man. After that, I particularly don't like big trees growing in my front yard. No. No, no, no. So, so then the pandemic kept going, and I was off. Then I started depleting my money. It was going down, and I was so glad when they told us that we can come back to work. But it was precautions we had to do. They asked us to come in to disinfect the whole place virtually. So we were disinfecting when we went back to work. Everybody had their gloves, their mask, and everything on, disinfecting everything. Yep, I was so glad that was over with. But that was a bad time. And they had a curfew. You had to be in by 6 o'clock. Everybody had to be in by 6. So it was bad, man. So, all right, y'all. Oh, I found these logs again. Play it again, Sam.
Hey, man, let me get some, man. Let me get a little bit of that. Come on, man. Give me one, man. Come on. Please, man. I love those, man. And they
What do
smell
y'all
good.
think?
They smell good. Please,
Y'all think I could give this
get one?
knucklehead some?
Can I get one, man? Oh, man. This,
Yeah, man. Man, it's crazy. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment if you like. And hit that bell notification. Hit that bell notification so that you know every time I drop another video. And share, share, share. Share my videos with everyone so everyone can get this experience. All right? Peace. Adios. Salamat. Chair dance.